Hi guys, welcome to this new video. In this one I'm going to show you a huge haul of ZLYC notebooks. I did not buy these. What I did is I was contacted by ZLYC to make a translation of their ads on Amazon France, and in exchange for this I didn't ask for money. I said send me the notebooks that I do not have yet, and so that I can complete my personal collection. And so that was the kind of exchange that we had. And so I've got a gigantic pack of 5 notebooks to show you. One of them is a dark brown rustic look. I already have these. These were the very first traveler's notebook that I got in my collection, the very first ones. And that way I will make a further video and a comparison. And I've got a blue suede shoes. I couldn't resist calling it that. This one I can't remember. I think I've got 2 smaller ones and a dark brown button one. There's a camel brown button one, and I can't remember what the other one is. So let's just go through all of these. Right. So let's start with the dark brown rustic. This one would be familiar to people who know ZLYC products. So they all arrive in these boxes. It's standard, and inside the box you will always find the same thing. You will find your notebook. You will usually find an additional color of elastics. Depending on what you bought, you will find a pen holder, and in all of them you will find this little bag, and this one I used to put all my little bits to make creations, to make traveler's notebooks, and so, or cables or things like that, but I always keep them. You should always keep your notebooks inside of it if you want to store them, or else they will have one part that is under the natural daylight, and then you will have a difference in between the different colors. And so, let's start with this one. So it's the dark brown set of 2. It's, I think, one of the most rustic looks. They have more regular looks like the black ones, but this one is a waxed kind of leather. So I was quite surprised. There's a huge difference between these 2 pieces. They were obviously not made from the same hide, and this one shows kind of dark spots. I have no idea where that comes from. It's a bit weird, but I think that once I nourish the leather with something, it should disappear. Okay, it shows a lot of marks, and that's definitely the kind of notebook that you will use without any regard to leather protection, because it's rustic and it looks good like this. Okay, let's have a look at this one. I think it's much more interesting. It's fairly soft and pliable leather, yet holds very well, and it's waxed. So as you can see, you can take the wax out, and if you run your fingers against it, then it will, well, not this time, but if you do it for a while, it will definitely hide the little scar. Okay, and that's definitely a notebook that will change, but I'll come back to that in another video. Okay, let's have a look at the other ones. Let's keep the blue suede shoe for the last. Okay, so also to explain why I've got 2 watches, I'm actually testing this one, and I'm testing it in comparison with my Polar watch. So that's the reason why I'm not completely crazy, but I'm just testing and comparing both. Okay, this one is one I already had. This was not supposed to arrive. It was supposed to be a black matte notebook, but that's what arrived. I like this model, but I already have it, so as a collector, it doesn't mean much to me. I do not have the black matte, so I contacted them and told them that's not what I expected. We said the black matte. Okay, but whatever. Let's see what's inside of this, because they all come with the same kind of disposition. You get 3 notebooks, and you also get a plastic pouch. Does well with time. I've had no issues with them, except they have a little bit there that can scratch your hands and cut your hands. So what I do is I cut them. Maybe I can show you in my other dark brown. This is what I do with them. I just cut the bit there, and then there's no issue. And it does last quite some time. And here you've got the card holders on both sides. Okay, and then you get different types of notebooks, and you can absolutely never know which kind of notebook you are going to get, but usually what you get is a blank one that's just nice for watercolors. It's also nice for drawing. It's less nice with fountain pens because it drinks all the ink too fast. You usually get this free diary, which is very practical because since it's open and free, then you can use it for different things. I use a lot of these. I really like these ones. And here is a white one again. Usually what you get is a lined one. But as you can see, I got the different configuration with 2 white ones. So that would be perfect for drawing. I like the white one. It's a totally different paper from the lined one. The lined one is lesser quality of paper, but it's nicer for fountain pens, strangely. Okay, so that's it for this one. Let's move on to these two, which are a bit similar, but 2 models, 2 different colors. Okay, so this one is the dark, I call it the dark brown button. So it's a different size. Here you've got the regular traveler's notebook size. It's exactly the size of a traveler's notebook. Here you've got not the size of a passport, but a bit bigger, a bit smaller, sorry, than a passport. And this one is right in between. Okay, so I can't remember what they call this. Is it a personal size? I can't remember. So this one again is made in a rustic kind of leather. You can pinch it, all right? So that's kind of pull-up leather. I think that's what you call these. And it's fairly rustic, shows marks easily as well. Not something that you will fear too much about because it's going to look nicer with time. And I will show you again in another video what it looks like with time. With time. And in these smaller ones, you do get a totally different configuration. So it came with this larger pen holder, a bit larger than their usual size. It came with this brass clip, and I haven't used it yet, but it's a brass clip, and it's surprisingly came with another little pouch, but with the other one as well. Okay, so let me show you the other one, which is the camel color. Right, and I put it inside the pouch. So here you've got the brass clip again, and the pen holder, and strangely enough, don't know if you can see that, but that's not a camel color to me. It's a lot browner than what I would say describe as camel. To me, camel is a kind of beige, and this one is not beige, but it looks nice anyways. The only issue I have with this one is that it's lopsided. So, problem is what it does with the notebooks, and you have to put it in the right. You have to pull on the lever to put it back, but it comes back all the time, so it's a little defect, and I know from the company that they would replace the notebook. I've heard of people having this issue with their notebooks. They are not always perfect in terms of making, but they do replace them quite easily. So here we've got these 2 colors. There's what they call camel, which is more of a light brown, and the dark brown. And inside of these, all right, let me put everything where it should be inside of this. So that's the size I find to be very practical in my bag. It's smaller than the regular travelers, so it gets in. It can fit easily into a smaller bag. But it's not as small as the passport, and I write a lot, so the passport is a bit small for me. I use it for different purposes. So here you've got a button. What does the button mean? It means it won't stuff this. It means you won't go beyond that kind of thing, because you wouldn't have enough place in it. But you can still work on this, cut a little bit more. If you want to add more, you just make a cut like this and you can use it anyways. But you won't be able to stuff it too much. Okay, inside the leather is quite rustic. It shows the hints of the tinting, and they use tinting. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, it comes with a ruled notebook, a nice feature with it, which is a craft notebook and a craft card holder. Okay, you still have the bits, right? And on this side as well. So that's a nice feature, right? And the last one is a blank notebook. So as I said, usual configuration, one lined, one white, and in these ones you get a craft one. Let's have a look at what's in the other one. So this one, also, yeah, interesting to mention, this lever is less floppy than this one, okay? So here we've got a lined one, this card holder, the craft notebook, and the white one. So as you can see, that's a basic configuration for this one, but you've got no guarantee that's what you'll get. And also there was a little thing here which might suggest it has been stuck for a while, but it's a bit hard to get these back. But then you can manage it with a leather care, and I'm going to show that to you as well in another video. Okay, I call these blue suede shoes Can Resist. I just love Elvis Presley. And I actually like this one. I think it's one of our most delicate notebook, and the leather is a bit nicer, better quality than the other ones, I think. So here it is. It comes with an orange elastic one, which is definitely what I will choose for this one. It's 2mm thick. Comes with a small pen holder that will just hold one pen, or two small ones. And here it is. And it's not the usual pull-up leather, as you can see it's not pull-up. It's more like a suede. It's more like softer type of leather, and it feels really nice in your hands. I really like that model. I don't know if they have it in other colors, but then I hope that they do. So what does it come with, this one? It comes with, so if you have a look at what's inside, it looks a lot more like the inside of the Midori leather. The outside doesn't look like it at all. It really is like suede on shoes. Okay, you've got a blank one, the zip pocket, which comes with all of their large size notebooks, or Midori size notebooks, the 3 diary, and the lined one. So that's the typical arrangement that they propose. Alright, and as you can see, the only issue I would have with this is the fact that it comes off a bit on the side. It would have been better with, it would have been better with what, 3 to 4 millimeters more on the side. I don't know why they made that choice. The leather is very nice. It's really a model that I really like. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but the thing is that despite the fact that I show many notebooks, I use all of them at some point. I always use one of them. I have no idea what I'm going to use that for. Could be work, then I would be afraid that kind of leather would take ink too much, but let's see. Okay, so that's it for that gigantic sleek howl, though it's not a howl per se because I worked in exchange of this, but that's kind of nice. And now in my next video what I'm going to do is show you the dark brown rustic, and that's it for today.